So let's go and get this thing rolling.
Like we always do about this time.
What's happening? And it's your boy Collie Park Sean here with a little paint where it ain't, a little seasoning with some reasoning. You hear the music, you hear how we get down. It's nice outside. I know y'all out there. It's festival season all over the place.
Oh, wow.
They out there. And Atlanta got them festivals for you. They lost some because of Kemp and his dumb laws.
Yeah.
A couple of them done pulled out.
Yeah.
But they still out there. The weather nice.
Hawks, talk about it's the 18th. Let's get this out the way.
Yeah, I'm a little throwed right now. Them Hawks getting their face beat in up there in Boston right
Beating
now.
the dog out the boy. I said y'all only had 4 more games.
But hey, they gonna win at least one of them games. I give them one of them.
What up, though? He did it. Him did it. What up, though?
But we gonna do what we do. Before I even get rolling, I want to shout out my boy Tori Thomason. He's one of my old high school classmates. He does a lot of things in the community, and he was and he's been doing it for years. He does a egg hunt for kids, and he also does one for adults. And he ran into some problems this time. Last night, he went to a bar, and luckily he knows the area. He felt like something was going to happen, so he put all this stuff in his trunk. Sure enough, he goes in the bar, come out, somebody tell him, hey, your window busted. Bust his window. Luckily, he had everything in the trunk. He said he brushed it off, get the situation going so he have everything straight for the day. Get to the park today, finds out that the police found out about this event that he was going to do that he's done every year, and they shut the park down. Shut down the public park because they said, well, we saw online that somebody was having an event out here. So I think that was, needless to say, I think you have somebody in the community trying to do something for people in the community, and the officials want to shut it down. He went to another park where he always held it. They did the same thing. So at this point, I just wanted, and I reached out to him. Me and him going to talk. We're going to have to get together, and we're going to have to really put these officials on Front Street with certain matters that we need taken care of. And this is small compared to other things, but it is something where we need to start.
Right.
Where somebody is actually doing something good, and he does something. He knows a lot of these officials, and yet here it is. He's trying to do something good, and they was blocking him at every corner. He was hurt by it. He was hurt, and I'm sure he's going to find a way because a lot of people in the community help with him putting these events on. Okay. So we're going to find a way to get in front of it, get some eyes on the situation, and see what we can do, man, so these officials can really see what's going on in the community and not from behind their desk.
Right.
So just wanted to throw that out there real quick. What's been happening with you, brother?
Slow motion.
Yeah.
Staying out the way, but being wherever I want to be.
That sounds like a good idea.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, it's getting hot too, boy. These boys getting crazy out there.
Yeah. Is it that time?
Hey, you know what it is.
You ready?
You
pumped?
know.
You know what I'm saying? Your
You
shirt,
know
your shirt
what it
is
is.
stellar. Your shirt.
Oh,
I
thank
like
you,
that.
man. You like the shirt.
I
Let
like
me let
that.
the people see the shirt. Can they see it? Oh,
I did like the shirt. I don't like. I mean,
yeah,
the
y'all
way
like
you
it.
just put your chest
put
all
my
out
chest
there.
out like that. I don't
kinda-
be in the weight room like you.
That was
So
kind of weird. That was kind of weird. Let's move on.
I had
Let's
to
move.
put it out because
Let's
I
move on.
ain't in the weight room.
It's
like
that
you.
time. It's that time. Let's go. It's that time.
It's time for the news, people. You know how we do. We're going to jump in real quick today, man. First thing is the Dalai Lama. Was doing an event at I think a school or something, commemorating students, and a young boy asked to come up and ask for a hug, and Dalai Lama gave him a hug, and he kept talking and he stuck his tongue out at the boy and asked him to suck his tongue. Now, I looked at the video a couple of times. I read what this was supposed to mean because they say that is a sign of, they said it in the Tibet tradition that is a sign of encouragement or something. Right. But when you look at the video, he is grabbing this boy. And the boy is very uncomfortable. He is pulling away from him. And it's like, ain't nobody gonna stop this in front of the world? Because it's the Dalai Lama asking a young boy to suck his tongue? I was thrilled. I'm still thrilled by that. And it's been real quiet. What you got on that, 18?
It's nasty. That's just nasty. I don't live over there. I'm not familiar with a lot of they rituals or whatever you want to call them. But some shit just ain't right, man. That there, man, that ain't right at all. I don't care over here, over there. It don't matter. That ain't right. Because if it happened over here, somebody going to jail.
For a long time.
Period.
For a long time.
But people on that level, man, Dalai Lamas, priests. They get away with that style of stuff, man. You know what I'm saying?
I also saw that they just found a school.
Hold on, we finished with the Dalai Lama. You moving on?
Well, it's along the same line. You said the priests.
Oh yeah. Oh, here we
they
go.
They found
with
a school with Catholic priests. Said over 200 kids that they found out that were molested, and the courts are trying to make a way to where they're not going to prosecute them guys.
They're not going. Have you ever seen it happen?
No.
And then ain't no.
No. Yeah, that's pretty pathetic. But and I was hurt by this one because Dalai Lama was one of the people I followed when I was in search of my place in religion. Mm-hmm. He was one of the people that one of the things that he said stood out to me, where he really spoke, and he said, if you look at every religion, as long as it preaches love for yourself, love for your neighbor, don't kill or steal, it really doesn't matter what God you pray to, And for me, I found that moving and profound because I question why so many different religions out of the Bible, and it's the same thing.
The Dalai Lama before him might not have been on that.
Probably not.
You know what I'm saying? So we got to use this one. We got to be specific on this because it's the one before that. I ain't never seen him put his tongue in nobody's mouth or try.
I try.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't never seen that. But this one, this what he on. You know what I'm saying? So.
And just the way he
looked like
so perverted.
Yeah.
I was so though like
that was crazy.
Yeah, man.
Let's do better, Dolly.
Please, man. Jesus. Moving on. Which one I want to go with? Let's go with the Nashville, Tennessee legislator. Justin Jones, black guy, was kicked out of his seat at the Tennessee House for protesting gun laws. He was trying to pass more gun laws after they just had the shooting up there, and they kicked him out. I think about 2 days later, he went and he said what he had to say. The public outcry got him reinstated. Mm-hmm. And when he got reinstated, he did it in an eloquent way where he went in and he just asked the House of the Tennessee, the Speaker of the House, like, when is all my stuff gonna be reinstated? And the House Speaker told him, well, that's up to HR. So he said, well, I need my parking pass, I need my email back, I need, all of the things that I requested back. And the House was still like, you got to deal with HR. He said, well, I already consulted with HR and they said that's up to you to get those things done. So when can I get my stuff back? And it was just funny to see how he tried to just brush him off in the moment. And the brother is smart enough to say, you're not going to be able to keep undercutting me. And when I did a little history on him, he had been an activist in that area for a very long time. So once he got into the House, they already didn't like him because he stood up for what he believed in. So I just want to shout out, man, Justin Jones. Keep doing your thing in Tennessee. And I know it's hard up there.
Keep pushing, brother.
Hard up there. Home of the KKK. So, yeah, keep doing your thing, man. Keep pushing. This one crazy. And I still question what was happening. Very evident, but we had this guy, and I got to say his name correctly, Mark Taylor. He's a football trainer here in Georgia. Made some videos, posted some videos of him making jokes about ordering a red bone and a black girl, and then his homeboy, he ain't gonna like her, so he gonna do what he do and kick her out the window. Then he showed himself driving down the street saying that niggas need to be hung, and Atlanta is just all black people. Y'all can have it, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Mind you, this man makes probably 90% of his money off of black athletes. He's like number 1 or 2 with the college recruit trainers. My question is, why would he post these?
He don't care.
Because it's the blatant
One
racism.
or two things gonna happen in it. Cause he done made his money. He either gonna go away, or they ain't gonna do nothing. What up, though? That's just what that is. He gonna go away, or they ain't gonna do nothing. Happiness to you too, Hub.
Yeah, I just didn't understand his whole to post it. Like, if you feel a certain way, you usually do that at your house or whatever. But to sit there and record yourself on the phone, acting like you ordering some prostitutes, and then to drive around the city and just say some crazy stuff like that. What, like you said, what is his purpose?
He wasn't acting like he was gonna go to some prostitute. That was part of it. He was drunk. That's what he wanted to do. Hey man, one thing you got to realize, man, the penalties of us as ethnic groups versus the others. I want to make sure TikTok don't take us down again. You know what I'm saying? So I got to be careful. Ain't the same. We know this. You know what I'm saying? So that man, like I said, he ain't gonna slapped on the wrist.
Yep.
Or he gonna go away. He ain't rich. He ain't wishing to doing that. Rich Gannon, was that one his name? That the NFL just did away with completely. But that's the NFL. The coach.
Oh,
y'all ex-coach.
Chucky.
Yeah,
yeah, Gruden.
That's how that goes.
Gruden.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not. It is what it is with that, man. We ain't been like. We ain't gonna be like. They love making money off of us though.
Exactly.
So I ain't surprised.
That's the point. We gotta do better with where we spend our money.
Hey B, what up though? I seen you out there with that dog, man. I think I need to call Peter. The collar was kind of tight.
Oh, Lord.
But that ain't my business. Ain't my business.
Oh goodness. We gotta do better with who we spend our money with too. And the sad part, when you talk about athletics, the whole system of athletics is screwed up.
Right.
In the sense of we're the ones that move the sport, especially football, that move the sport. But in order to get to certain levels, you have to go through a white man at some point. Like I said, I have a friend whose son is getting ready to go into the league, and she was telling me just dealing with the agents.
Absolutely right. He did it. Yep.
What happened?
No, I'll read Brian. Go ahead.
She was telling me how the agents that they deal with, the one white agent that she was dealing with pretty much told her, said, I have an advantage. I can sit at the table with this guy, that guy, where them other cats ain't going to get to that table. And it's so much reality in there, and it's sad. And that's why I think we got to work more with each other, especially in a field that we dominate. But when it comes down to
won't happen. Won't happen.
I agree.
Won't happen.
I agree. You see already, who's that trying to buy the Commanders? Magic and...
Dang. No, they already talking about giving to that dude from Canada. That's a wrap.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
See? Yeah, well, they gonna kick their little boys club, but
Let me get into your news for a minute. I was talking to you about it the other day, and I just want people to go research it themselves. It's called BRICS. I don't know how many people is watching what's going on with this BRICS thing, and you got the Chinese, you got the South Americans, you got Russia, and what they're trying, and it's somebody else. I can't think. I'm going real quick with it because I'm still doing the research. What they're trying to do is get their own
currency.
their currency. So what that does to the U.S. dollar is it makes it where it's not the most predominant dollar, where everything is not based on that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because we know that our dollar is backed by the military, not gold.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But this dollar that they trying to is backed by gold. You know what I'm saying? This is something I think I need people to go research, and it's BRICS. It's BRICS.
Okay.
Yeah, and go look into that, because that's something that could really affect us. Another thing I was looking at was this everything going digital as far as money. But what they was saying, and what I was researching, was this is just for banks and banks to banks. This is not based on us.
Okay.
I know I put up a post about what would happen if the world went to just straight digital currency, but that's not what they're trying to do. Yeah, that's what it was. India. Yeah.
Okay.
And this thing about the currency is from banks to banks. It's 24 hours, 7 days a week if they want to do depositing things with each other. Yeah, it's nothing to do with our money.
Right.
You know, we ain't got no damn money, but you know what I'm saying. So it's something that we still want to watch that, because eventually, if it works on that level, it might trickle down. But these are two things I want people to really do their own research on, man, and just be aware that, you know, this world is definitely about to make some changes, and with us being people that just got to earn money, we need to be abreast of what's going on.
Yeah.
But check that out.
Definitely. Look into your black owned banks. And like you were saying, even with banks that are trading amongst themselves,
Yeah,
it's our money that they're doing.
absolutely.
With. You know, I think people they put their money in there and they say, "Oh, that's my money." No, they take your money and they move it around. That's
Absolutely.
why they're able to do the loans and things like that. So just think of it like this: you put your money in your Bank of America.
I mean, you got to look at this, because you see what happened with the guy from what's that, Cash App?
Yeah,
They killed him.
they found out it was a guy that was what was he? I think he did some apps with him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So everybody got to watch this stuff, man. 'Cause and you see how fast that went away.
real
You know,
quick.
for him to be such a powerful and important man to, I guess, somebody, they didn't even want to talk about it. Yeah, they didn't even want to talk about it. So just be aware of what's going on around you, man. And just, you know, do that, investigate. You do that research for yourself.
Yeah. Well, what I was saying was,
I'm a bad dog. You know what I'm
I
saying?
see you passionate about it. It's
yeah.
okay. What I was saying is, when you put your money in the bank, they take your money and they move it around. So say when you go and you want to get a small business loan, if you ain't looking how they want you to be looking, you ain't gonna get it. Somebody else coming there that don't look like you, that's your money going into somebody else's pocket to get money out of your community.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely not based on just credit. Yeah,
Right.
absolutely not.
So understand where you putting your money at and do the homework on that, man. We definitely got to look into that.
Absolutely.
I always said that when I retire, I'm leaving the state.
People just really need to start. You know, if you ain't already putting money, you know, stashing it in the house, man, just keep some bread on you. Keep some bread around you, because, you know, you see how, I don't know how many people watched it this week, but people that got paid or were supposed to get paid early, you didn't get paid early. Like, these things, they doing something. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know who's all looking into Wells Fargo or whose banks with them. Do your research on Wells Fargo right now, because they got a lot going on, man. It's a lot going on right now, and if you're not watching a little bit of it, you could miss out on a lot. Yeah. So I don't want people to miss the, you know, money that they can, just a situation. If you can do something to help yourself, just please do that, because that's real, bro. Like, we back to putting it under the mattress and bury it in the backyard. You know what I'm saying? Like,
have something backup plan. And to piggyback what you're saying, I don't know, because they slid this under the rug real fast too. When Silicon Valley crashed, all them banks crashed. You ain't hear nothing about that. and then they got bailed out.
You see, they bought it. Yeah,
They got bailed. So you got to understand that they're gonna look out for the top 1%, no matter what.
In Silicon Valley, they was warned about that in 2020. They said it was coming, and they let it happen.
Just kept going and got bailed out. But here we can't get our pipes fixed in the neighborhood. These potholes.
You right about that though.
You know what I'm saying?
It's gonna be overnight. You're gonna wake up and everything gonna be different.
Yeah,
for real.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. One more news. You got any more on the?
No, go ahead.
Okay, one more news thing, man. If y'all remember back last summer, a young lady went to Cabo with a couple of friends and ended up getting killed over there, allegedly by one of the friends. You saw the videos and this and that. They are now saying the U.S. will not prosecute the suspect. They said the evidence that, and I guess this has to do with the being in Mexico versus being here and getting all of the stuff together. They say they don't have enough to prosecute the suspect. So her family is out trying to get something going to where they can prosecute the people that were involved with her death. And I think that's a sad situation. Her name was Shaquilla Robinson. If you don't remember, look up that situation. But yeah, the U.S. said they're not gonna prosecute. Sad, very sad, man. That's gonna do it for the
That's
news.
it for the news.
That's gonna do it for the news. All right. Let's get into this foolishness. Boy, up in that room this week, we got some foolishness going up in there, man. Let's start with the post about, who was it that posted it?
About what? What are you talking about?
About the is there a positive black figure in your life right now? Black male figure.
No, that ain't what it said.
What is that?
It said when the last time you felt love from a black man.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
That was Tyson.
Tyson. She put that up.
Yeah, she put that up. Shout out to Tyson.
Shout out, Tyson.
Irene.
Okay, all right. Well, as we was going through the comments, people took it as a joke and just kind of brushed it off, and some, flex. Eventually, he'll be back.
Yeah, he out handling business.
Yeah, he pretty busy right now, but he'll be back. But he definitely took the time out to make sure he was gonna be hurt.
Right.
I think some people, I think a lot of people don't realize that we don't get credit like that as much as black women tend to get it. And we don't expect it, but when the question is asked, it shouldn't be taken lightly. That's what I took from it. And I think a lot of the people kind of laughed it off and then kind of just stepped over it a little bit, kind of Euro stepped it.
I think, you finished?
Yeah.
I think the joke took over where answering the question was supposed to be. Because the question really didn't get answered by a couple people. And I want to say shout out to Miss Knox. She be in and out, but she got it. She got it right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, she looked at her whole
Circle.
entire, you know what I'm saying, life. She just didn't look at one aspect where I think a lot of people did. And we got the answers we got. You know what I'm saying? That's the first time I ever looked at a post and I took it some kind of way. And I
felt
think
it.
That was the first time I just was like, word? You know what I'm saying? But I let it go. You know what I'm saying? But it goes back to what, some things that Kurt be saying that we always looking like, oh, here he go. But sometimes he be right on.
Come back around, hit you right in the face.
We will. We'll get a Soundproof Hunger Room on Instagram. On Facebook. And you fill out the questionnaire, then we'll let you in. Him did it.
Got it. Yeah. Send that request.
But I want to say that they read it and didn't the joke took over and leave it like that, because
And the joke was the first comment.
Yeah, I'm not here to bash nobody. I'm not here to why you didn't say or none of that. I'm just gonna leave that right there, because I actually looked at that and I was like, word.
I felt it.
You know what I'm saying?
I felt
so
it.
I was like,
because I think we move in those veins to where we're an additive to somebody. You know what I'm saying? And so for us, it was a slight. It wasn't like they was taking a shot at us, but it overlooked us, and I think that happens too much. As a black man, I think it happens too much from our own.
Did they overlook love that they receiving, or did they overlook us? Not us as a me and you, just us as black men.
As black men.
Like, because some people might have took that in a way of romance versus just the everyday life that you got. And boom, you know what I'm saying? You like, damn, I do got a lot of people that, you know, show me affection and love, whatever it is. But, you know, if you don't break it down to a compound, somebody might have just looked at it and read what they read.
Yeah.
Or answer what they read.
And it's funny you said that, because I was Nia that's in the room. I was speaking to her, and she thought it was funny. And when I expressed to her, I said it's really about perspective, like you just said. And she was like, well, I don't understand how some people could be uptight about that. And I was like, well, you got to understand that some people get overlooked. And I said, I could see where it was funny. The first comment was funny, but at the same time, some people that are really, really in there doing this and doing that, and we just say, hey, show us a little love. And you get, you know, some people get triggered by things like that, and they're going to go in. And then she even apologized. She was like, you know, I never even really looked at it like that.
I seen that little scoop ball. I seen it. I ain't whatever.
So yeah, so it's all about perspective, man, and really just.
I wish he was here, because he had a lot to say about it. Flex did, but he not. But yeah, I mean, I wonder what would have been the response if it had been the other way. Maybe we'll post it that way one day, not no time soon, just to see, you know, let it die down and be forgotten and see what happened. But I'm just gonna say I think it was just taken one way and it shouldn't have, or it was taken away that it, you know, they took it, and that's what it was.
Okay.
What else you got?
Yeah, we're gonna go to one that our sister Shauna Crespo put up in there. She posted something asking the women, what's the minimum income as your partner can they have? And most of the comments went to they have to either meet or exceed what they make.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, there's nothing you can really say about that. I was surprised that it was only like 4 comments or something like that. But it could come down to people just didn't want to answer it. They didn't want to show how shallow they could be. They didn't want to show. They didn't want to let. It might be a dude in the inbox we don't know, and they be like, I don't want to put on here. He can make a little bit. Then this dude, I never. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know. So I just leave that as. I mean, they didn't answer it, man. You know what I'm saying? I left it alone.
And it's a safe place, y'all. Y'all can.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a safe place, but we get it. But that one had a very low interaction rate.
Yeah, it did. You know what I'm saying? It did. But I was surprised it had a low interaction rate because, you know, Sis posted it. I think if Kurt or one of us would have posted it, might not have gotten nothing at all. But I think with a lady posting it and it got low, you know what I'm saying, interaction, that was surprising.
So you saying if the shoe was on the other foot, if we had posted, how much do we expect for our woman to make? Do you think it would have had less interaction?
I think would have been more interaction to see what we say.
Right.
But I mean, people gonna say whatever they gonna say on that kind of stuff, man. That comes down to what you into. Like we joke all the time that you ain't dating nobody under 100,000. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't even playing. You see our number go up every time we talk about it.
Yeah, it's okay.
But you know, that's you, and can't nobody knock you for how you feel. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about what you want to deal with.
Yeah.
You know, some of y'all, you know, she made my house a home, so I'm good with that. You know, I don't subscribe to that. But if she don't listen to understand, then the money don't see.
Yeah. Brian, inflation does humble some women.
I mean, some men too, though.
Yeah, humble everybody.
Yeah. But you right about that, though, Hub. If y'all don't have understanding, The money don't even
That
matter.
money don't matter.
Yeah.
That money don't matter. Okay, moving on. This is a good one. We talked about this a little bit. When do you think the internet became an influence on how we view each other? And when I say each other, I mean men and women. How we view each other.
Me personally, I'm gonna say around a time where relationships became more about business than being compatible for reasons of we like each other.
Okay.
Like people don't look at that aspect like they used to, in my opinion. I think this: what can we get together? What can we get? How far can we get together versus do we even like each other? Mm-hmm. What interest do we have besides making money? You know what I'm saying? So at that point, it becomes a thing of when people judge now. It starts with your character don't even matter no more. It comes down to the money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And now we to the point to where the internet decides what class you in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Like the internet, like even look at how we look at women. You read what Hub said.
The minute we start judging people they are doing in life based off of a picture,
and that's real. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because just look at how women are judged now. A woman with a natural ass, right? And it could be big, but compared to what's going on in society, even the natural big ass looks small. But like, damn, she need to work on that. But it's because especially down here,
right?
So you used to seeing so much cosmetic surgery that the natural nice looking ass don't even get the same. Oh, this dude, here you go. You know what I'm saying? It get pushed aside, which is crazy. But the internet determines how. I guess how much you believe in the internet determines how you judge people, because you could, like we was talking about last week, you could pay all your bills, right? Mm-hmm. But you could just have a car to get you where you need to go. It might not be a flashy car, but your bills is paid. But you not handling your business. You ain't no hustler because of your car. But you ain't got not a bill to pay.
Right.
Like it's things like that really is shaping how we look at people. And there's people that ain't got nothing, but they judge like a mother. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like they the judge and the jury, and they ain't got nothing.
Yeah. I want to take this one deeper, and I'm gonna start where you said, you look at the internet and you see these things and this and that. I want to go further, and I realize that more I move around and just going in public places. When you walk into the doctor's office, when you walk in there, what everybody doing? They're in their phone. You get on a bus or something. Anywhere you go where it's just people in public just lounging. What they doing? They in their phone. And usually they scrolling. So it's like social media was supposed to, keep us connected. It was supposed to keep us connected. But in the real world, we're so distant from each other, we don't even pay attention to the real stuff no more. So to go back to what you were saying as far as how people are influenced, people are consumed by the internet more so than real life. So like you said, we look past what compatibility me and this woman have or me and this dude have because I'm looking at relationship goals and it's a picture of them buying a house together or them starting a business together. But do you really like this person? Like
that don't even matter no more. That does not matter anymore.
And it's crazy because people are so influenced by what they see as opposed to who they are. It's almost like you losing yourself and trying to put on a certain show for people.
I mean, but let's look at this aspect of it on both parts. A woman would date an asshole. Damn, I was trying to get through it.
They're good. That's
she'd date a creep as long as he got bread. Mm-hmm. A dude would date a chick that ain't really got nothing going for her as long as her body bad. As long
as her body bad. Yep. What we always say, women go after money, dudes go after sex. That's bottom line.
Can we say security?
No, that's bottom line.
It's money?
It's money and sex.
I was gonna say a sense of security, but all right,
No.
you want to go with that? We go with that.
Because you can put that, but where does security come in? The form of security that is usually sought after, like that asshole with the money.
Yeah,
He's going to secure this. She's going to be taken care of.
that's true.
Talking about that, oh, this is great. I just read this today. This is great. There was a soccer player.
I seen that.
You saw that.
I seen that. Hey, Hub, did you read that about the soccer player, dog? Oh man, he's
If not, he cold with it.
he cold with it.
It was this soccer player. He is married. He makes up to $1 million a month, I believe,
Yeah.
playing soccer, football, professional soccer.
Yeah,
And he's getting divorced. What his wife, and she went and filed for half of his stuff. She wanted to get half of everything he owned. This brother, he's from Morocco, had all his stuff transferred in his mom's name
yeah.
years prior. So everything he does,
You gotta ask his mom.
his mama pays for it.
Yeah,
Even though he's making every dime, it's in her name. So when they went to court, his wife or ex-wife got nil, as they like to say in soccer.
he said he was 13 years older than him. Dang, so she
Nil.
been a setup. No, bruh. But that's better than the Bobby Bonilla deal. Man.
Oh,
That's better
my
than Bobby
goodness.
Bonilla. And you right too, Melissa. It's not every woman. I don't think we talk in that area actually, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, we just generalize. We know it's not every woman. Just looking at the broader aspect, and especially what they try to push on us. What you see day in and day out.
But okay, but let's take it out of the finance. Let's just take it out of the way of thinking. Like I'm following this brother, 19 Keys, and he talks on a level. He says it's higher level of thinking, and a lot of things he do. I don't agree with everything he say. You know what I'm saying? But I do. He say enough where I pay attention. Just a level of thinking, just as an individual walking the earth. Like, how are you living? Do you have a purpose? And what is your purpose? And that might not even be financial.
Right.
Just on the level of where you trying to get to, in any way. You know, and I think it's dope actually, because a lot of us, I seen something else where a lot of people's parents didn't teach us how to be people. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, wow, that's real. Like,
That's heavy.
and that's where you get to the major part where the internet can be so influential, because if you don't know if you ain't comfortable being you, and you don't know how to just be you,
You're going to emulate.
you going exactly. You know what I'm saying? So next thing you know, you might not even wear jewelry, but you see what jewelry can do. You know what I'm saying? So now all of a sudden you breaking your neck to get this big chain. You know, or it just a lot of things like that. Our parents did not know how to be people themselves.
You know what?
I don't know about that one, Hub.
Yeah, that was hard for me.
I don't know about that one. I hear what you're saying. I think it's so fast and so different now. I think our parents, if they were living in what we living in right now, they probably still. It might be a little difficult. Yeah, you might be right. It might be a little difficult, man. I feel sorry for kids up under us right now. Like a kid in his 20s right now. All he believe in is the internet.
Yeah, and to me, that's a huge issue because they don't have coping mechanisms. They don't know how to deal with, like, when the whole push with the bullies and this and that. That was a part of our everyday life. You dealt with it. You moved on. You learned how to grow from it. You do what you did. You wasn't going home trying to kill yourself because of this bully, unless it was just very, very extreme. In the neighborhood, you learn how to deal with people, a lot of interactions that you normally just sitting in your house. Like, even when we would talk about the only kids that stayed in the house all the time versus everybody that had siblings that was out all the time. That only kid acted completely different than the people that had siblings. They either wanted to be around y'all all the time or they didn't want to be with you at all. There was no in between with those only children. And I think that social interaction that the internet, or I want to use say the internet.
Oh yeah, I'm going there. Go
You
ahead.
going there?
Oh,
Okay.
absolutely. Absolutely.
The internet and social media has taken away from these kids. They don't have the tools to be completely human in human experiences.
The greatest threat that the devil ever made was the internet. And what that did was it made it to where you can be emotionless. You can have no knowledge at all, but still present yourself. You could be whoever you wanted to be. And you, like the separatism you talk about, like you said earlier, everybody's on their phone. So you have no connection to nothing.
Right.
The internet has no connection to anything because you can see any and everything on it, and it's up to you to determine what you do with it. So it's not the internet has no loyalty to nobody.
Great
And
point.
the way we live now that we don't a lot of people around us because why you see so many people cutthroat people to get somewhere.
Yeah.
The emotions and it's a word I'm looking for. Just a sense of integrity and things like that don't exist as much as when we was coming up because you had to actually go see these people.
Yep.
And now you do everything over computer.
You ain't gonna ever see these folks.
You don't even care.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because all you do is do what? If it don't work with you, what you do? Or if you don't like what you see,
You swipe.
you swipe.
Swipe.
So I mean that's to me it's done created a lot of bad people. You know,
I agree.
and that's I appreciate it. Oh no, he talking about Brian. Damn, what I do wrong? Because our parents was learning as they were going.
Themselves.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
But even with that hub, I'm saying that
our parents still had to get out in the world.
Exactly. That's what I was about to say.
For lessons of right and wrong versus us, we can do it from home and
not have to deal with it face
just
on.
depending on your algorithms, you can get a bunch of wrong shit in the matter of you can get 100 different wrongs in a matter of 2 minutes. Like it really doesn't matter where our parents had to actually go out there and go through some things to learn the right and wrong. How you feel about that?
That's perfect. It made me think about I was at work the other day and there was this young lady. She's younger. She don't even have a year with the company, but she was talking about how when she works with people that's been there forever, and they're saying do it this way, do it this way, do it this way. And she said, but if it's wrong, I'm not gonna do it.
Right.
You've been doing it wrong for 10 years.
Right.
So why should I follow you?
Right.
Because,
Right.
and it makes sense. So it's more like what Hub was saying, if our parents was doing it based off of what they learned from their parents and vice versa, I think that's where the cutoff is because they were still having to deal with human interaction and they had to have the one thing you kind of left out, I thought, was accountability.
That's the word I was looking
accountability.
for. I couldn't get it. I couldn't get it.
On the internet, you don't have to have accountability. Even when you get into these little jousting matches with people back and forth, you can just stop.
I agree with that, Hub. Go ahead.
You can just stop. I don't have to keep going back and forth with you, and you can just stop. Now, if we're out and I work with you every day and we have an argument, we need to work through this. We got to work through this. And the next day when I see you, okay, we move on from that.
Right.
Vice versa, however you do it. But that's a skill that you have to learn how to master and how to move when you're out and about with people. And that's something that you take with you in the walk of life.
Right.
But if you're missing that, which these kids are missing, it gives them the fallacy of thinking that I can do what I want to do.
Right.
I don't have to answer to anybody.
You,
And then I don't even want to get in that. But the falsehoods of thinking that just everything is going to go your way because you have the control of it at your fingertips.
Right.
This ain't the real world. You got to get out there in the real world. Start shutting that internet off on these fools. They're going to walk outside at some point.
I really think, and I know I'm just in my fantasy world, but I think the world, at least one day a week, should shut off all internet. And let's see what people, and don't even tell nobody what day is coming.
I would love that.
Just shut it down and let's see what we could teach each other though. Not to harm nobody. What we could get into to actually help each other. You know what I'm saying? Like I always ask people, because somebody asked me this. They said, if you could learn a skill, what would it be? You know what I'm saying? And that's something that a lot of us, we still got the energy to do, but we ain't got the time. You know, so then it comes a fact of you gotta learn how to make money for these people and still do what you want to do, whatever that is in your life, because you might have a garden,
Right.
and you don't get no time to be in the garden because you making money for these people.
Right.
So you know, we got to learn how to have more balance with our time.
Yeah.
As far as, you know, the influence, I just think our kids look at us. I'm just say the youth, not just our kids. They look at everything we doing as like, damn, it take you that long to do that, not realizing we didn't have this tool, you know what I'm saying, to get things done in the manner that the time they coming in. But the only thing lacking in that is they don't even like, I remember when they used to say that, you know, to pay attention to what you do to get to the goal, because it's gonna mean more than the goal. They don't even have that. Like, they don't.
Nah.
We living in a very, well, not us, like Hub say, we the last of a dying breed. We living in a time where emotions are for weak people, and it shouldn't be. You know what I'm saying? If you get too attached to something, it makes it feel like you're losing. That's what the world is teaching you, because it's always telling you to, if the energy ain't right, walk away. Nobody's actually being accountable or just trying to get understanding and clarity of anything anymore. It's all about, I can swipe and be done with it. You know what I'm saying? And don't let a millionaire tell them that.
Right.
I just watched some kind of thing that Steve Harvey said, and I really don't, you know, he ain't my kind of guy, but he was like, if your family ain't doing this, your friends ain't doing this, walk away from them. And it's like, if you say these your friends and it's your family and you mess with them, but if they not doing what I'm doing, I gotta walk away from them.
Nah, you can love them from a distance.
Like, it was just weird to hear, but you know, people take that kind of information and they'll be like, you know what, I can do this, and that's the problem with the world today. But then we'll turn around and say, oh, the world crazy, man. Somebody killed somebody for nothing, because there's no emotion attached to anything.
Right. I think a lot of people that make a certain amount of money are considered rich. They get to a level to where, and I have a friend, he's an A&R, shout out Ray, and he's talked about a few times that his friends and family, when he made it to a certain status, it became more about give me. And he was like, you didn't do anything. Like, are you going to help do this? Are you going to do that? He said everywhere he went, people had their hands out. So he said he got to a point to where, you know, his true friends, he's still friends with them. But a lot of the people that was just around just had their hands out all the time. So, and I don't agree 100% with the, you know, just don't deal with your family or friends. I'm going to love you from a distance.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And people ask me if you was to hit the lottery or something. The people I really don't deal with, here go your certain amount right here.
Right.
Take that. That's it. The people I love that's with me, that move with me,
the closer you are to you, yeah,
it's open.
Yeah,
I got you. We gonna move. We gonna do what we do. But people like that, here's your certain amount. I love you. Be easy.
Right.
You know, you can't come back like that. So I think in those situations, those people tend to have to move like that, because when they get there, they want to protect their money.
Right.
You know, it gets to where they want to protect their money. But I don't know, man. It's difficult because society also moves in the sense of, when you were talking about emotions, they use it, I would say, as far as the law is concerned, now they use it as a weapon. So when you start talking about the trans, the LGBTQ community, almost anything that they feel is wrong is pushed into a legislator to where they're trying to create laws for them. Whereas we've been here and we've been slighted at every turn of life.
Let me ask you a question, though. Mm-hmm. Is that wrong to do?
It is not. The problem I have is that why is it getting more insight from them than it was when we have always fought this fight?
Because there's no unity between us. Because you'll have 8 people to go to legislature. You'll have 8,000 saying, no, we gonna handle it this way, like Brian talking about. You know what I'm saying? Being raised on survival.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
where they took that out the way and said, no, we gonna do this together. The only problem with that is the separatism they have takes them out of even being part of the culture of being African American or things like that. They want to be. It's like the way they want their justice is. Well, the hell with that. Just deal with this. But
right.
it's a bigger issue in all of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I feel you on that.
I was always taught, if ain't no justice for us, ain't no justice for me.
Oh, that's a good one.
You know what I'm saying? So that's just what a lot of that, like, they even got beef right now between their own. Like, they don't even want the TQ being included in the whole thing. They got so much going on over there, but that ain't my business. I just watch from a distance. You know what I'm saying?
I got a quick story.
I
got to say it because we talked about it before.
Go ahead.
The weightlifter, the trans woman weightlifter that had the world record and all this, went into another event, and it was in Canada or something like that. Whatever this event was, the governing authority of this campaign, their bylaws were that when you come in and you tell them what you identify as.
Right.
This certain event, this dude came in there, straight up dude, weightlifter, boom, boom, boom. They asked him, what you doing? He said, well, I identify as a woman. They said, okay, boom, you compete with the women. So he goes in, the world record that the trans woman said was like 230.
Yeah.
He came in and bust like 340. Easy. Got up and walked out. He ain't had no, straight up dude.
Right.
And he was like, I just wanted to prove a point that this is flawed with allowing trans women to compete with women.
Right.
And by y'all allowing anybody to do this, I'm not wrong.
Right. I follow the law.
I follow the law.
I follow the law.
And the trans woman went on and spoke her truths about how she didn't like how it felt, but she also said, well, I know I kind of have an advantage because I was born a boy.
Right.
But she felt slighted because this man that just came in and said, I identify as a woman, just did it, broke the record, and just bounced.
Wow. So he's the old trainer of the trans that broke the record.
See.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's heavy.
Yeah.
That's heavy.
So sometimes you get... Anyway, that I just want to throw that because we talked about it.
Okay.
But it goes with, you know, sometimes the law, y'all can't keep going back and forth with this stuff.
Right.
Some stuff has to be what it is.
Yeah, got to set the foundation.
It got to be.
You know what I'm saying?
But you got something else?
No, I ain't got nothing else. We can go and get out of here today.
I got one more thing.
Oh, okay.
Let me tell y'all something, man. This Freaknik documentary, y'all know I'm from Atlanta, born and raised. Freaknik was from 94. It died out in 98. I was 14 when it started. I made it out there. I was 18, 19 years old. It was a lot of stuff going on. A lot of fun. A lot of stuff that shouldn't be documented. My thing about it, and I ain't worried about me. I wasn't wild like that. I was still young. But my thing about it is, at what point do we stop putting a microscope on everything in the world? Is nothing off limits anymore? Like, some stuff I feel, this is just my personal belief, I feel some stuff should just be left in secrecy. Things like that, if you wasn't a part of it, you wasn't there, we don't have to do a documentary on it. Like, are y'all going to start doing documentaries on swingers and strip clubs and what happens in Vegas? And when you know, like, I hated the whole passport bros, all that stuff. Some stuff need to be just left alone. Some stuff is so esoteric, you don't have to let everybody know everything. And that's my problem with this, because Now you probably gonna see Black Bike Week documentary, Daytona Beach documentary. You know, all these other things that certain cities have, to where it's just that was just for that time and that culture and what was happening. Why do we have to make documentaries about everything?
You finna? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be honest, man. I think that was it was something that no matter where you was in the world, you heard about it. Mm-hmm. Like it was something. Like I said, we were young, so I wouldn't have been there. My mama wasn't. You know, even if I was, we said at 98, I still wasn't.
Yeah,
I wasn't nowhere near that.
Yeah, I just
96. You know what I'm saying? I graduated high school in 96. Right. I still wasn't. I mean, but you heard about Freaknik, man, everywhere. Yeah. They even tried to bring it back. What was that, 2 years right before COVID? Or
no,
right before COVID, they had that little.
Yeah, they just tried a concert.
Thing.
Yeah, it was nowhere near what.
I mean, so it's still talked about to this day in some households because some of the people that we about to see, well, y'all about to see because I ain't watching it, but right. on this documentary, still living. Like I seen some posts with a lady. Yeah, she seen a clip, and then she seen a clip of herself. Right, yeah. Like that lady, like 50 now. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it is what it is, man. Like,
so that's like if I say you put a camera in your college life,
but I'm the kind of person where
your whole college life.
I feel like I should be able to give permission.
Exactly.
If you even video me at a party, I should be able to. You know, have your video took down if I don't want to be part of your story or all that. I'm just that kind of person. I'm not posting. I don't have to let everybody know I was at this place, that place. I'm just that kind of person. So when the camera come by me, 9 times out of 10, I might swipe it. Like, man, I'm not part of your little.
Best believe, you know, some lawsuit's gonna come out of this.
Like but what can you sue for? Because I could always say
consent to use my likeness.
I mean, did you sign that when it happened? So that's gonna knock that right on out the box.
How so? If it's video of me unknowingly, that's how the law work now. You get you the right lawyer?
I don't think you're going to win that with though. There's too many people involved.
I don't know, man. I think it's going to be some lawsuits.
If anything, they just take it down.
Yeah, I believe that.
That's all. But if you worried about it, I mean, you was young. You did young people shit. I mean, what you worried about now? Your kids probably doing their thing. Just they showing you though. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it is what it is, man.
Yeah. That's all I got on that.
And everybody that was on them videos didn't, you know, grow up in life to be, you know, prostitutes and pimps and all that. You got a lot of lawyers and doctors and all that came out of that.
That's why
bro.
they don't want that out there.
I mean,
like that.
Hey,
that's part of your life.
They live that, man. They live that. Live your life.
Yeah. See, look, be in Virginia Beach. Yeah.
Brian, we don't want to see no video with Trump. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see that now.
Oh, man. Hey, we appreciate y'all coming out, hanging out with us once again. We gonna always give y'all that goodness, that greatness. Y'all just keep tuning in with us. We gonna get bigger. We gonna get better.
Hey, anybody know the finals of the Hawks game?
Man, why are you like that?
I'm just asking. My Pistons ain't even in it. They ain't even in it.
I was just gonna say how they playing.
I just want to know.
Man, we still got another 4 more games.
Three.
4 more. We gonna win one. All right.
3.
Stop talking about the Hawks, but man.
My bad. Just say the Hawks lost. That's it. He don't score. Just say the Hawks lost. Yo, man, before we get out of here, I just want to tell everybody, man, stay humble, man, and listen out for when God speak, man. It's going to be important.
Hey, y'all be safe in them streets. Y'all hold it in the road. Love y'all. We going to get up out of here.
Oh, they didn't get totally blowed out. I don't know, but that fourth quarter, that was probably...
I stopped listening to you. I did.